Hi Leo, welcome to the new moon solar eclipse in Libra for October 2nd, 2024. Uh, New moons bring in new cycles. Solar eclipses can last up until 6 months, so this is a bit of a long one. The direction that this reading is going in is number 6, Spirit. Family, friends, and guides. It did come in reversed, however, so according to the book, as when this card is reversed, it's an even more emphatic announcement about the arrival or presence of an important guide in your life. This may be a talent guide, a past life guide, or an expert of any kind. Everyone in spirit can be a guide, from the ascended masters to your dear friends, to every angel who vibrates in the heavenly realm. You can receive insightful information from them all. So it feels like they're not on this earth, according to this book. So this card calls for you to open up to some important guidance available to you about the projects you're working on. If you're an artist, it could be, according to the book, somebody famous like Monet or Mozart if you do music or art. You also have a personal guide who is always at your shoulder, so opening up yourself to that. So the guide is not necessarily on this planet, could be in the astral realms. Interesting. All right, so that's the direction the reading is going in. Let's see. I'm assuming that this reading then comes from a guide. Let's see. Let's see what they have to say. So the first two cards are where you find yourself at the time of the new moon, or if you are actively, consciously starting something new, you'll find it here in these first few cards. Nice. Then the second set of cards is you, what you're thinking, what you're doing, how you're feeling, you in regards to the situation. Okay. Interesting. And the last set is probable outcome. Probable because some things we are able to change when we have information, and some things are meant to be experienced, always for our growth. It doesn't always feel like it at the time. Hindsight is 20/20. Nice. All right, let's have a look here. All right, you have a nice mix. You have a little something from everything. Earth, air, fire, water, and spiritual. Four of Pentacles, that is the Sun in Capricorn. That is an empowerment card. This card is called the Miser card. It is holding on tightly. But the idea here is, what are you holding on to, and why are you holding on to it? If it is to create good, strong foundations for the empowerment of yourself and others, you're good to go, right? You're building a good, strong foundation. If it's just because you are cheap, or you are holding on out of fear, then it can be to your detriment. But you could be in an awkward position and need to hold on. However, I do have the feeling, according to this, because the Chariot card is self-confidence, so I feel like it's more about self-empowerment. The number 7, the Chariot, is a card of... 7 is the ethics card, the ethics number, rather. it is faith in what is there, but what is not seen, but nevertheless exists. So, spirit, right? You don't see it, but nevertheless, it exists. Everything is not in material form. For instance, aether or plasma. So it feels to me like the Chariot card is an alignment of some sort. Now, it is associated with Cancer. And Cancer is a highly psychic, intuitive sign. They are aligned, many of them are aligned so much so that they are in contact with the unseen. And so the Chariot is really about alignment. Our thoughts, our spirit, our feelings, our emotions, what we say, what we do, are all aligned. And that moves us forward. That gives us self-confidence. And that is what is actually empowering you at the moment with that Four of Pentacles and the Chariot. And it's ethical because it is the number 7, right? And that's what puts you into alignment. It is your ethics. With that, you have the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is also an interesting card here. It is associated with water. It's a little bit like going with the flow because we are not in control here. And if you notice the Chariot card, he doesn't have any reins to make the chariot go. It is through sheer willpower. However, the Hangman is saying that things are not in your hands at this moment, that something greater is steering your ship, your life, your situation. It is a bit of a sacrifice card. This is the Norse god Odin, who gave his eye for knowledge. You can tell by the halo around his head. And it is through another perspective, right? He's hanging upside down. Seeing things from another perspective, through somebody else's eyes, that we are enlightened a little bit more as to their situation, why they are the way they are, why they do the things they do, and even yourself, right? But there is this sort of kind of sacrifice of control because things are not in your hands. For me, this card means that if you wait and you wait with faith, you usually get what you want. And remember, the Chariot card is about sort of the ethical side of things. But there is also faith involved in the Chariot card, as far as I'm concerned. And faith in yourself for self-empowerment with the Four of Pentacles. It is building good, strong foundations for a successful outcome and kind of waiting, taking your hands off of it and seeing what happens. But apparently you have help from the other side. So I do see that you get your wish with that Nine of Cups. Okay, you have 2 9s. Right. So there is something in completion here. The Hermit is a 9, the 9 of Cups. So we're moving towards some sort of completion. And the Sixth Spirit is what's balancing out the whole thing. I find that interesting because it's not all physicality. It's not all, its spirit is involved in it as well. So 6 always brings balance and harmony, and that's what's harmonizing and balancing the situation right now. The Hermit card is seeking, So we can be seeking right now. And I say that more than digesting information because of the Page of Swords, which is associated with Taurus for me. And the Page of Swords is my detective card. And so you have the Hermit and the detective card, the Taurus, the Page of Swords. And so for me, there is a search for something, maybe search for knowledge, search for answers. That's also the Hanged Man, right? We're giving up control in order to gain something. And so we are looking for information and answers. And that can be through higher realms, possibly, for some people. Perhaps your guide is this is helping you to find the answers. Maybe they're doing the detective work for you if you're lucky. The hermit will take that information, digest it, turn that knowledge into wisdom. Once again, reiterated by the Hanged Man. We could feel very internal at this time, which would give us the opportunity and the quietness to receive the information that we are receiving from spirit, from guides, from friends and families who have passed over. Here we have again this sort of ethical card, right? The Justice card. The Justice card is balance. Number 6 again. It sort of reiterates and talks about balance again here, and the Justice card is very much the law of cause and effect. What you give, you receive. And you're kind of maybe having the experience of maybe instant karma. Maybe it is something that you are very deserving of. But it's also, for me, very much about being in balance. If you're in balance, it's easier for you to harmonize with the energies around you. And the ability to receive information comes through that balance. And also a quiet mind and a quiet heart, which is harmony, which is balance, right? If it's a legal matter and the Justice card comes up, that usually means that things end up fairly. The punishment fits the crime. And if there's no crime, there's no punishment. Or if it's a small thing, it's a small punishment. It's that kind of thing. It's cause and effect. It's the law of cause and effect. It is the big law. But it can also be judicial. However, you do have 1, 2, 3, 4, so far 4 major arcana. So this is something with a little more depth to it, this reading. The Justice card for me is very similar to the Egyptian book of the dead, where your heart is weighed against a feather. If your heart is as light as a feather, you get to move on, right? You don't have to relive or keep learning the same lesson, reliving the situation. It's a lightness of being, balance, harmony. You have the 2 of Wands and the 9 of Cups as the outcome. 2 of Wands is, 2 is always duality in partnerships. It's assessing and envisioning. And so were you to have the Ace of Wands here, it would be a spark, a new passion, a new enthusiasm to do something, to create something. And so 2 is the next logical step. What do I do with this idea or this passion or this vision? Even looking out into the larger world to see what somebody else is doing with it. It's plotting, it's planning, it's envisioning, it's assimilating this information that you're gathering from the Hanged Man, from the Hermit, in search of that information. What do I do with it? But whatever it does, or whatever you do with it, you have the 9 of Cups there. And the 9 of Cups is a wish fulfillment card. but it is after you have faced a fear. It's after you have faced something that then the universe offers a sort of a reward for it. This is feeling full, literally and figuratively. It is fulfillment, but it is also feeling full, having a lot, right? He's a little bit on the chubbier side. He's got a lot of drinks behind him, a lot of gold goblets, right? He is, and so this is uh, Jupiter in Pisces. So Jupiter is the planet that gives and gives and gives and gives, and so you're receiving. The only negative thing with this card is it asks you not to gloat about it. He's kind of sitting there a little bit smug. That's the only negative, really. Otherwise, it is a wish fulfillment card, but it is after you have faced a fear. And I think you'll hear some news that will be that will bring a lot of happiness and joy, maybe some passionate energy, right? Whether that's physical passion or something that you're passionate about. This is my messenger card, and it usually brings in something that makes you very excitable. And with that Nine of Cups, it will probably be something of wish fulfillment. It does have something to do, however, with the Justice card, right? What you give is what you receive. If you've been out helping other people, imparting your wisdom upon them, that sort of thing, you receive that back. You get it back somehow. The law of cause and effect is really in action with the Justice card. And it seems like you're getting something very nice back for that. Nice, Leo. Sometimes the Chariot card is a travel card, and that can be an internal travel as well as an external. Yeah, seeking good. Look for the good in your current situation. Then you'll find it. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I'll return in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. Until then, take very good care. Bye for now.